Hey there, YouTube, it's Math Bowler, and welcome to the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour as he visits Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is put on as a cool thing through Baseball Card Illustrated. A link to their channel will be in the description below. They have Mystery Mondays, Saturday shoot-arounds, lots of cool stuff every week, and they're pretty darn funny too. So please check them out as they are from Milwaukee. And I believe it's Bronco. This was his favorite player or something like along those lines. We got Rob Deere, and he's been visiting different cities throughout the country, and he has visited Pittsburgh. But before we went to Pittsburgh, on my way to Pittsburgh, we had to stop through Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and placed an order at 5:30 a.m. at Orm's. Orm's Old-Fashioned Donuts. Started in 1938, recently voted best donuts in the state, and when Rob Deere walked in, he couldn't believe it. He was so stinking happy with what he could see and smell. Oh, yes, he had to get a picture with the sign. Why wouldn't he get a picture with the sign? And he saw that box and said, I thought you only ordered 6 or a dozen donuts. Wait, I thought you only ordered 6 donuts. That box is big for a dozen. And I told him, yes, at most places it is. And I opened it up. He couldn't believe it. Those cinnamon rolls. Who has 7-inch in diameter cinnamon rolls? He couldn't believe it. No wonder they were voted best in the state. So yes, we got a nice big breakfast to start. And then we went to my alma mater in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, Geneva College. And yes, you may have heard of Beaver Falls because that's the home of Joe Namath. Western Pennsylvania has so many high-level pro football players. Quarterbacks alone. Well, Joe Namath is from Beaver Falls, but you also have Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Johnny Unitas, George Blanda, all Western Pennsylvania quarterbacks from, big-time quarterbacks from Western PA. I'll name a few more toward the very end of the video who also played football from Western Pennsylvania. But Geneva College, founded in 1848. This is where Math Bowler got his degree in math education. And there's a really couple cool sports moments to mention here. We stopped by the Johnston Gym, and we were quick. We were in and out because we had to. It was like 5:50 a.m. in the morning. We didn't want to draw too much attention. But I told him, you have to stop here at this old gym. He's like, what's so special about the Johnston Gym? And I told him this is the birthplace of college basketball, and his jaw dropped. Couldn't believe the presence he was in. So then we stopped at Reeves Field on the way out of Geneva College campus. Joe Namath's name is in the background. You can't see it, though. Also in the background is the name of a football player who played for Geneva College called Cal Hubbard. Cal Hubbard is in the College Football Hall of Fame. He played for Geneva College in 1942. He's also in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame as an umpire. So some great local history that I had to show him as we were about to make our way to Pittsburgh. But before we went to Pittsburgh, we had to stop at Sims Lanes. They were closed at 6 a.m. in the morning. Surprise, surprise. But this has got 40 lanes. It's a 60-year-old place and also has 6 of Math Bowler's 8 300 games. So on to Pittsburgh. We were on I-279, the Parkway North, approaching Pittsburgh, and he was getting so excited when he could see those skyscrapers coming into view. But before we parked in the Strip District, we had to drive past the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. I had to show him where the convention center was if you ever wanted to attend cool events such as the Pittsburgh Auto Show or the Home and Garden Show. I used to go to Pirates Fest when they held it there at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. But then we parked in the Strip District, and we parked across from the Heinz History Center. The Strip District is a bunch of old factories and warehouses and other buildings and businesses that have been repurposed, and it is just beautiful to see what has been going on. But we did park at the Heinz History Center, which was named after Senator John Heinz. Heinz ketchup, anybody? So, yeah, we only have Heinz ketchup. You don't even try to serve any of that other garbage ketchup in Western PA. But it has lots of Western Pennsylvania history in that building. And we started from there and started walking through the Strip District. And Rob Deere felt so at home outside the Heinz History Center when he saw that sign. Mr. Rogers pretty much saying, won't you be my neighbor? Yeah, Fred Rogers is from Western Pennsylvania. He's a Pittsburgh guy, so that's so cool. I bet they have some really neat displays going on inside of the History Center. He loved the buildings that were remodeled, but he didn't like me putting him up in front of this sign saying everything old is new again. I thought it was hilarious, but he was actually pretty ticked at me. So I tried to apologize and take him past the church. That looked really beautiful, maybe lighten his spirits a little bit. This place was built in the late 1800s. It looks stinking beautiful from the outside. I bet on the inside it's beautiful too. But yeah, it's a maybe it was called Saint Stanislaus? Anyway, old Roman Catholic church there. But anyway, on to the real things that we wanted to stop by. The Strip District real fast was Pamela's Diner. They have great pancakes. The Obamas visited there once before, and when they were back in Pittsburgh again, apparently Michelle Obama went back there again. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty well known for their breakfast stuff there. There's another breakfast place called DeLuca's, but we didn't go there. I mean, we had to be in and out because most of these places were closed anyway. Then we went to the original Pnc Brothers in the Strip District. Oh, yes. Western Pennsylvania Food Establishment. Yes, Western Pennsylvania indeed. Pnc Brothers, and that's the original. And at one point, we just decided to turn around and just take a look at this one amazing block and just show all these rebuilt factories and warehouses and whatnot, just how nice it really does look, what they've been able to do in Pittsburgh. And kind of thought it'd be funny if I teased him being lifted out by a crane, but we didn't really do that. So we went back to the car to drive around Pittsburgh some more, and we did take one more shot of the Heinz History Center there. It's pretty much the Historical Society of Western Pennsylvania, and that was an old ice company building, so that was pretty cool. So then we drove about 20 blocks down and found the Clemente Museum. Yes, Roberto Clemente, absolute hero, and they have a large collection of Clemente items inside. They have private tours, but it's only private tours, by the way, but they are closed at the moment. And this was built in an old firehouse, and I love this quote. Anytime you have an opportunity to make a difference in the world and you don't, then you are wasting your time on Earth. It's beautiful. And then we decided to start driving into Pittsburgh. And I have to cover this up because there is a license plate. Well, not that one, but the other one there. So you can see the U.S. Steel Tower in the background. That is the tallest building in Pittsburgh. It's 64 stories tall, and as the name would imply, yes, this is a steel town. But it's not like we're filled with smoke and whatnot from, you know, the factories. It's not like what people think of it. It's not like that anymore. Now we have PPG Paints Arena, the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The 5 banners from their 5 Stanley Cups are over there. You got Mary Lemieux statue right there, which we didn't go up close because we had to leave because we were parked kind of inappropriately. But this place was open in 2010. So we went to the Oakland side, to the Forbes Field wall, the original Forbes Field where they played from 1909 to 1970. And this is the original left center and center field wall from Forbes Field. And University of Pittsburgh's kind of built itself up all around it. And Rob Deere could not believe 457 feet to center field. That just blew his mind there. So, also on Oakland is the really nice visible landmark, the Cathedral of Learning on the Pitt campus. It's a 42-story building. And then we went to the North Shore, Sports Time, Heinz Field, home of the Pittsburgh Steelers and also Pittsburgh Panthers, and a lot of concerts too. So there you go. That was opened in 2001. Out there we got a picture with Art Rooney, the chief founding owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. His son Dan Rooney ran the team, and now it's his grandson Art Rooney II who is running the team. So we did go a little bit further to the Carnegie Science Center, named after Andrew Carnegie. And this was founded in 1991. I told Mr. Deere all about the field trips I took there as a kid. And they have this really cool Omnimax and this submarine, the USS Requin, and all this other cool stuff. Good things there. In the background, we didn't have time to hit the Incline. Sorry. It was built in 1877. There are 2 of them that offers an amazing view of the city. The view from Mount Washington up there into the city is just beautiful. If you visit Pittsburgh, please try to go on the Incline and just take a breathtaking look at the city from Mount Washington. So then we stopped by Mr. Rogers Memorial Statue, which was built in 2003. It's actually built along an old pier from the Manchester Bridge that used to cross one of the rivers there. And speaking of the rivers, you can see in the background it's called the Point, where there's a fountain at the tip. Obviously, it's not running now. But this is where the Allegheny and Monongahela rivers merged to form the Ohio River. So it's a pretty cool little location. So we kept walking and got to the Pnc Park, where we saw the Bill Mazeroski statue with part of the actual left field wall where he hit that Game 7 ninth inning walk-off home run in 1960 off of Ralph Terry. Yes! Game 7, ninth inning walk-off home run in 1960. So then we saw the Roberto Clemente statue. You know, he had died tragically December 31st, 1972, at only 38 years old, on his way to help others. That plane never should have been flown. It's terrible. There's the Roberto Clemente Bridge, also known as the 6th Street Bridge, one of 446 bridges in Pittsburgh, the city of bridges. Then we saw the Willie Stargell statue outside Pnc Park, Pops, as he is known. We took a quick detour from Pnc Park and went to the Andy Warhol Museum, where there are lots of items in there from the Pittsburgh pop icon. This was founded in 1994. Then we got one more picture at Pnc Park with Hannes Wagner statue in the background. This is the home plate entrance to Pnc Park. That Hannes Wagner statue was originally outside Forbes Field in 1955, and then was transferred to the Three Rivers Stadium, and now has been transplanted at Pnc Park. We did not ride the T. We were not going to take the T. That's over 26 miles of line, but no. We weren't going to do that. He wanted to, but we weren't. We had to call it a day. So as we're leaving, we crossed one of the many bridges. This would be the Fort Duquesne Bridge as we're about to go. Then across the Fort Pitt Bridge, and then into the Fort Pitt Tunnel. And this is so funny because if you're ever in Pittsburgh, you might notice occasionally you essentially have 100 yards and 4 lanes to merge. Good luck, everybody. On our way back out, I had to take a picture of the Aliquippa sign as we were heading back home. Aliquippa is just one of those, and there are many places that have such great athletes, but we're talking about football here. Tony Dorsett, Mike Ditka, Ty Law, Darrell Revis, all from Aliquippa. Now, we did make one more stop, and this was in Rochester, Pennsylvania, the iconic but unfortunately now closed Beaver Valley Bowl. On the second floor was the bowling alley, actually second and third floor at one point. This was originally the Beaver Valley Brewing Company, has lots of history to it. Became a bowling alley in 1950 and hosted that scene from Kingpin where they took him up to the second floor and jammed his hand down the ball return. Now, not to rip him off, I will show him with... Now, we didn't go on the incline, and we didn't get to view Mount Washington, but there. I guess that kind of counts. He's on the incline, going up. He's going up. There's the Duquesne Incline. He's going up. And there's that ridiculously beautiful view of Pittsburgh. Oh, my gosh. Hey, thank you for checking out the Rob Deere Starting Lineup World Tour at Pittsburgh. Please check out Baseball Card Illustrated. Take care, everybody.